Hey guys, just want to let you all know that only about 32% of everybody who watches my videos right now is currently subscribed. So if you guys could, please subscribe. Thanks. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'll be taking a look at one of my personal favorite games in my collection, Sonic Adventure 2. You guys already know that this is a Protobytes video, so let's just dive into the earliest build of this game. Sonic Adventure 2, the Trials. Don't be fooled, however. There is another demo of the game that was released later, going under the name Sonic Adventure 2 Trial Edition, but they're not the same. What's funny is actually there are two dumps of the demo with two different build dates. I think the reason behind this is that this build of the game was bundled in with the game Phantasy Star Online on the Dreamcast. Looking at the actual game here, it's obvious that this is a fairly early build of the game. It's so early, in fact, that Sonic doesn't even have his final soap shoes yet. That's right, this build was made at a point where Sega hadn't made the deal with soap for Sonic's shoes. In the game, there's only one level, City Escape, but it's basically finished. Other than that, there isn't much that's unused here. The only unused items are these capsule boxes, which are from other stages. There is also a debug mode in this build. However, I can't access it without cheats, and it really seems impossible for me to use cheats in any of the emulators I use. Great. There are still some differences that we can see, however. For starters, the title screen is different, with a two-tone finish. It really looks cool. I really like it. We've also got some different advertisements on the walls in this build. My favorite one is Shadow in Space, coming to DVD. The only other major difference with this demo is that if you try to load any other stage, you're greeted with this. Anyways, that's really all the major differences with this demo, so let's move on. The second prototype for Sonic Adventure 2 is actually the press preview for the game. Basically, this is the copy of the game that they sent to newspapers and gaming websites to build up hype for the game. There's some major differences here. For instance, we have a new title screen. However, the best difference, in my opinion, is that we finally have English voices. However, there's something about it that's slightly off. See if you can spot the difference.
The hedgehog is gone. He's taken out everyone aboard and... What in the world? Freeze! What do you think you're doing? Get that hedgehog!
What's wrong? Come in. Over?
Talk about running flights. No food or movies. This game of tag is boring. I'm out of here. Yeah!
Yeah, the English voice clips are all messed up. It's kind of funny in some places as multiple voice clips actually overlay with each other, but it's still weird nonetheless. Debug mode's here again, but I can't access it again. We also got some more graphical differences between here and the final. For instance, nothing shows up on the virtual memory units, the mini controller in the controller, when the game is being played. Posters that were in the process of being changed from the trials to the final posters, and different textures for those walls Knuckles can crawl into. Speaking of Knuckles, everyone's here now. Yes, we can finally play as each character in the final game, albeit for only one stage. Also in this build, when you enter a stage, you immediately start out with that specific character's first power-up. Nice gift. Other than that, that's all the major changes in this build of Sonic Adventure 2, so let's move on to our third build. So, we're on to our third prototype, and now we're getting even closer to release. At this point, we're about a month from the Japanese release of the game, and trial versions of the game are being shipped to stores around Japan. This prototype is actually one of those trial versions, not to be confused with the Trials version. Certainly isn't much, having only one stage for Sonic and one for Shadow, but there are still some differences nonetheless. Here's the highlights. First off, the title screen notes that this is a trial version. Pretty standard stuff. And oh look, there's actually something on the VMU now. It's the Sonic Adventure 2 logo, but it's altered from the final release. There's also this really cool wallpaper which isn't in the final game. I really wish it was though. Other than that, this build really doesn't have many changes from previous demos, so let's just move on to our final demo. The final prototype. Our final demo here was released to the European press a little more than 2 weeks after the trial version was released. It's called the Review Prototype, and its name basically explains what it is. Video game news outlets would basically get their hands on this prototype and review it, so there really aren't many differences from this and the final game. By the way, because it's so close to the final game, it's also the only full prototype of the game. There aren't a lot of major differences here, so I'll review them quick. Roll the tape! First up, there's a Child Adventure 2 scene that's missing that involves book writing. Next, that poster I talked about earlier, Child in Space, yeah, that's finalized. BioLizard has different sounds. There are tiny layout differences in each level, and Mama Child's tips are slightly tweaked. Whew, that was exhausting. But, that's all the major differences in the final prototype of that game, and with that, we are basically done analyzing the 4 prototypes of Sonic Adventure 2. Also, before you click on another video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Only about 32% of people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, and it would really help me out a lot if you subscribe to my channel. So really, please just consider liking and subscribing. That's really it. Thanks for watching.